Welcome to the Mount San Antonio College Athletics Hall of Fame. Your host for this evening is one of the most accomplished head coaches in the history of community college athletics. With numerous championships, state trophies, a Mount SAC Hall of Fame team, and 6 Coach of the Year awards. Please welcome Doug Todd.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. No place we'd rather be than in February than right here at the Mount SAC Athletic Hall of Fame dinner. Well, first of all, thank you for that introduction, and I want to welcome everybody to the 2026 Hall of Fame Banquet. It's going to be a great evening, and we are happy that you are here. Give yourselves and everyone else here a little round of applause, please. Mount SAC is more than just a college. It's a community, a tradition, and a place that I was fortunate enough to call home for over 30 years as a coach, a professor, and director of athletic special events. From organizing the world-renowned Mount SAC Relays and the cross-country invitational to working with incredible student athletes, this institution has given me lifelong friendships, unforgettable memories, and a deep, deep sense of pride just being associated with this place. It's an absolute honor to be here tonight as your host for this prestigious event. Tonight we come together to celebrate the very best of Mount San Antonio College athletics. This event honors extraordinary individuals and teams whose impact spans competition, leadership, service, and support of our programs, becoming the best in their respective fields. Their journeys are a testament to the dedication of our coaches, our faculty, and administration, whose job it is to transform student athletes into champions, both on and off the field. Mount SAC's commitment to excellence is reflected in the 14 Dactronic Cup titles, including 12 consecutive, most recently, solidifying our position as the premier community college athletic program on the whole West Coast. Additionally, last year, we earned the Learfield Directors Cup for the second time, recognizing Mount SAC as the best community college athletics program in the nation. Now think about that for a minute. Over 700 two-year institutions spread around the country, and our student athletes performed at the highest level. That doesn't happen by chance. It's not luck. It's a reflection of the culture, the commitment, and care our programs provide every Mountie who competes here, who walks in through our doors. But beyond the accolades, it's the legacy of the very individuals we're honoring here tonight that defines our success. Their achievements inspire future generations, and we are grateful for the impact they continue to have on the success of Mount SAC athletics. This year, we're proud to welcome 3 outstanding individuals and 1 historic team into the Mount SAC Athletics Hall of Fame. That's an amazing accomplishment. It's really great, and we're excited to be here doing that. Our Hall of Fame class of 2026 inductees includes standout track star and Mount SAC record holder Kenneth Washington, Mount SAC athletic training legend and mentor Andy Paulin, our celebrated women's basketball coach, Laura Beeman, and the second Mount SAC team to ever win a state championship, the 1962 men's track and field team. Do the math. That's over 60 years ago. Let's take a moment to learn more about this event and the very special people who have come together. Please welcome Mount San Antonio College President and CEO, Dr. Martha Garcia.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Mount San Antonio College It is truly an honor to gather with you tonight as we celebrate excellence, legacy, and the enduring spirit of Mount San Antonio College athletics. At this annual Hall of Fame event, I'm honored to be joined by the Board of Trustees and grateful for their support to athletics, to education, to creating opportunities for our students, and their support for me as well. Joining us this evening from the Board of Trustees, Board President Dr. Robert Hidalgo, Board Vice President Laura Santos will be joining us soon. Board Clerk Jay Chen will also join us this evening. Trustee Dr. Manuel Baca. Trustee Gary Chow. And our amazing student trustee, Michelle Bassi. This evening is about honoring people whose dedication, integrity, and perseverance have shaped lives and elevated our institution. At Mount SAC, we deeply believe that athletic excellence and academic success go hand in hand, and that our athletes thrive best when they are supported with intention, compassion, and care. Tonight, we are privileged to recognize 4 extraordinary honorees whose impact continues to inspire us and future generations. We proudly induct Laura Beeman, Andy Pollin, Kenneth Washington, and the 1962 men's track and field team into the Hall of Fame tonight. And we do it together in such a beautiful space in community with tremendous pride. They all represent leadership, perseverance, and a lasting impact on our campus and our community. Your legacy reminds us that when athletes are supported with intention and heart, greatness follows. To our honorees, your stories matter and inspire us, and set an example for us, our athletes and future athletes. Your journeys remind us why we invest so deeply in our students and why Mount SAC remains committed to creating pathways for success grounded in equity, support, and belonging. Thank you all for being part of this special evening. Thank you for believing in our athletes, and thank you for being part of the enduring legacy of Mount San Antonio College. Congratulations to our Hall of Fame inductees, and welcome to a night of celebration. Thank you to our amazing athletic team, all of you. I'm really grateful and honored to serve alongside you every day that we serve our over 800 athletes on this amazing campus. Really grateful to each and every one of you. I have the pleasure of introducing our board president, Dr. Robert Hidalgo. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Robert Hidalgo. I'm currently serving as the board president for Mount San Antonio College. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to, it really is an honor and a privilege to be here in your presence and to honor those that are being inducted into the 13th class for our Hall of Fame. Many times as Board of Trustees, we interact a lot with other community colleges and elected officials and community members, and it makes it really easy to be a board member here with all the great success that we have academically and athletically. We're on the map throughout the country. A couple of us are going to Washington, D.C. in a couple days for a national conference, and almost everyone knows about Mount SAC. So it really makes it easy to be a board member. We make a lot of difficult decisions, but it's because of the legacy that our athletes, our trainers, our coaches have left here and continue to do great work out in the community. We understand the value of a student athlete. And as the parent of a current collegiate athlete, I see my son reaping the benefits of being a student athlete, just in building his character, his sportsmanship, his commitment. So I'm thankful that I have a collegiate athlete, and I hope one day he'll continue to, make his college proud, just like you have done here tonight. So once again, we honor and thank you for your service to our college in any capacity. And what I like about this Hall of Fame is that we look at the entire athletic program. So tonight is a testament to that. We have coaches, we have trainer, we have a team, we have a track star, and really it takes all those and a lot more people to make a college athletic program successful. So thank you once again on behalf of the board, and congratulations to our inductees. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hidalgo and Dr. Garcia. My name is Joe Jenham. I'm the Division Dean and Director of Athletics here at Mount SAC. This is my 30th year at Mount SAC and my 16th as a Division Dean and Director of Athletics. And I have to say I'm extremely proud, honored, and excited to be here tonight celebrating our 2026 induction class. Congratulations to our inductees. We are so proud of the legacy and the foundation you have provided for our program, and we are so happy to spend tonight celebrating with you. I want to thank Doug for serving as our MC tonight. Doug is an amazing individual. He is gracious enough to volunteer his time to be here with us, and does an amazing job. So again, thank you for being here and honoring these Hall of Famers. Again, thank you to our Board of Trustees and Dr. Garcia joining us tonight, but on behalf of our athletics program, we truly appreciate all of your support and know your commitment to our students, our coaches, our staff, and certainly to the college. We're also joined by some special guests we'd like to recognize, including the Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Kelly Fowler, our Associate Vice President for the School of Continuing Education, Dr. Tammy Pearson. And another group, we also have members of our Mount SAC Foundation here with us tonight. They are here joining us for this special night, and we have a wonderful partnership with our foundation and truly appreciate the opportunity to work together in all the endeavors that we engage in as partners on this campus to generate funds for our athletics program and our students. This is a special time of year. Planning for this event begins shortly after we conclude the previous year's induction ceremony. And tonight, I'd like to take a moment again to recognize the members of our Hall of Fame committee. So will the members of the committee please stand and be recognized by the audience? Don't be shy. Stand up, please. Where's Mark? Mark Rue? Is Mark somewhere? Okay. Mark, our committee chair, please also a round of applause for Mark Rue. It is truly a great deal of coordination to put this on, and this event is very special, and certainly we are excited about this every year. More information about the committee members can be found in the program, but it really is a team effort. So again, thankful for all their hard work and what they do on behalf of our Hall of Fame and certainly the college. But I would also like to take a moment to recognize a few of our division staff who always go above and beyond to make what we do here that much special, that much more special. And so if we could have Annie Escalera, Christine Ojeda, Kenny Walter, Megan Powers, Samantha Rangel, please be recognized. Raise your hands so everyone sees who you guys are. They are so incredible. We couldn't do it without them, and we certainly we know that they're there and always working for us on behalf of our program. Another outstanding year for Mount SAC Athletics, and as Doug mentioned earlier, stole a little bit of my thunder, but that's okay, Doug. Again, we were recognized as the top two-year college athletics program in the country. Yep. Out of 750 two-year colleges, I had the pleasure of going back and receiving the award on behalf of the college in front of not only Division I, Division II, and Division III, but also our community college peers and colleagues. A very, very special occasion, and very proud to be part of that. Last year's program garnered 6 state championship teams. Some schools don't win one in a year, and we had 6. Very, very incredible. We had 3 teams actually finish runners-up in the state, so they were that close to even being state champions. We had 4 teams finish in the top 5. And last year, we set a record as being the highest scoring points earned by a two-year college in the entire process. So in the years that Learfield has recognized two-year colleges, we scored 193 points, which is almost a perfect year of championships. So another incredible, incredible year, and that kind of success happens because of support at many levels and from so many people, especially those that are here tonight. I will be back a little later in the program, but right now I'd like to introduce our Associate Dean and Associate Athletics Director, Tammy Knott Silva. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joe, and I do have my glasses. Before we introduce our Hall of Famers, I would like to have all of our current, past coaches, staff, trainers, just kidding, athletic trainers, please stand up. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for all you do. Yes. So we are honored to have several Hall of Fame members who have come back home to join us for tonight's celebration. You can recognize them by the medallions they wear around their neck. Tonight, I have the privilege of recognizing these members. As I call your name, please stand if you're able to and be recognized for your contributions to Mount SAC Athletics. Starting off with John Norton. Ray Van Esten. Dr. Mark Creer. Naomi Lowe McLaren. Cassandra Taylor, Miss C. Anatero Tanubasa. Evans Roderick, Coach Rod. Giovanni Lenaro, Coach Gio. We also have 2 coaches from our national championship football team, Bob Jastrup and Junior Tanubasa. These men and women represent the very best of Mount SAC and their respective sports and our contribution to the Mount SAC athletics program. Let's give them another big round of applause. So at this time, we will begin the dinner service, and serving us this evening is our amazing women's basketball and track and field teams. So please be patient with them. As we know, they're not practicing how to serve during practice. So enjoy your meal. Thank you.
Good evening once again. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you enjoyed the dinner. Hope you got your coffee, because we're going to get rocking and rolling here in just a minute. I want to share with you really briefly a unique problem that an institution like Mount SAC has when you have so many amazing athletes, coaches, and Hall of Fame inductees. Try as you might to recognize them all at the beginning, you inevitably miss one. We missed one, and we feel terrible about it, but we're going to rectify that right now. LaShawn Simmons, where are you? There she is. LaShawn Simmons, Hall of Fame member, Mount SAC school record holder, just another amazing legacy track and field athlete. We're so happy you came back. Thank you. All right. Now, for the reason we're all gathered here tonight, it's time to celebrate this year's Hall of Fame honorees and their remarkable achievements. We're going to begin with a beautiful tribute video produced by the Mount SAC broadcasting team. And, you know, sometimes we just say produced by the Mount SAC broadcasting team, and we take for granted how amazing they really are. They do such an amazing job. It's as professional as you could get anywhere. And so, Mount SAC broadcasting team, we recognize your talents and abilities. Thank you so much. So we're going to begin each one with the tribute video before welcoming each honoree to the stage to receive their Hall of Fame medal and to say a few words to you, and to make sure, Hall of Fame inductees, that you stand right here and you look back at Dave. Dave, wave your hand. He's going to get a great picture of you there. He'll have a bunch of pictures, but he's definitely going to get one pose right there for you. All right, so here we go. Our first honoree is Mountie track legend Kenny Washington. In 1987, he etched his name into Mount San Antonio College history as a conference champion, a regional champion, and a state champion. He set records that still stand today before going on to earn international recognition as one of the world's greatest pacemakers in elite middle distance running. Did you know there was such a thing? It's an amazing world. Call him up. Kenny, there's a meet in Switzerland. We'd like to fly you out, put you in a hotel. If you can bring this guy through at 1:57 and at 800 meters on his way to a mile, we'll take care of you, and we might even pay you a little bit. Traveled the world, had a great time, was an amazing athlete. So we're happy to have him here. I got to get back on track. They're giving me bad looks. So let's take a moment to learn more about his remarkable journey and his lasting impact.
Growing up, Kenneth Washington was aware of the challenges around him. At 16, he sought a new direction and joined the Job Corps, where he graduated as a trained sculptor, a skill that would one day return to shape his legacy in ways he never imagined. At 18, Kenneth enlisted in the United States Army and served 6 years in Germany. It was there that he met his coach and mentor and was introduced to competitive distance running.
We hit it off right from the start, so I was very happy to have him on our track team. Even after a few track sessions, it was apparent that he was a very talented runner because he had a very long and powerful stride, was full of energy, and very competitive.
Kenneth quickly found his stride, becoming the South German 800-meter champion after defeating European champion Rudy Rubeck. During his time in Europe, his talent caught the attention of legendary track coach Dr. Ernie Gregoire.
When Kenny crossed my path, we had no idea that it would turn out the way it did. He asked me about the program. I told him about it, that we didn't have scholarships. He said, don't worry about it, I'll have my GI Bill.
Kenneth's journey continued as he joined Mount SAC's storied track and field program.
He enrolled at Mount SAC. He trained with Coach Norton. His results will be a part of Mount SAC history for many, many years.
Training in the hills of Walnut, California, he became a standout for the Mounties, earning multiple titles and setting records that still endure today.
Well, it's not very often that an athlete comes to your program that you know is going to be great. His presence, his attitude, his smile on his face, the hard work and determination he put into practice, that you knew that he was going to succeed whatever he tried to do.
In 1987, Kenny set Mount SAC school records in the 800 meters, 1500 meters, and the distance medley relay. That same year, he swept the South Coast Conference, the Southern California Regionals, and the state championships, dominating every distance from 800 to 1500 meters and breaking meet records along the way.
Kenny Washington was a man competing with boys, and he loved what he was doing. Just a monster on the track. Just a tremendous athlete and a tremendous person.
After his collegiate success, Kenneth embarked on an extraordinary professional journey, becoming one of the world's most respected pacemakers on the international circuit. Between 1987 and 1996, he competed in roughly 40 races each year across more than 20 countries, setting the pace for countless national and world records. In February of 1990, Kenneth paced British runner Peter Elliott to a world indoor record in the 1500 meters in Seville, Spain. 1 year later, on that very same track, he helped Algeria's Nordine Morselli break the record again, guiding him with precision to a new world best time. These achievements cemented Kenny's reputation as the most reliable and exacting pacemaker in middle distance running, earning him the title, the world's greatest pacemaker.
Pacers come and they go, but Kenny made it a career. It was a very good career. He competed at the highest level for those 10 years.
After retiring from professional athletics, Kenny turned his leadership towards helping others. He became an athlete manager, representing elite Kenyan runners until 1999. But his story didn't stop there. His artistic roots resurfaced when in 2014, a bronze statue he sculpted of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was unveiled in Houston, Texas, a powerful symbol of unity and hope. Today, he continues to innovate as the founder and CEO of Extreme Flex USA, creator of the Extreme Flex body training system, a revolutionary tool embraced by athletes, boxers, and coaches across the nation. Kenneth Washington's journey stands as a testament to resilience, reinvention, and the relentless pursuit of excellence.
Kenny Washington is definitely a mountain great.
The numbers speak for themselves. And we look at Kenny's times that he comes into the Hall of Fame with, I'm not sure if the record will ever be broken.
The Mount SAC Athletics Hall of Fame proudly welcomes Kenneth Washington.
Please join me in welcoming Kenneth Washington to the podium.
But what an honor. Good evening, everyone. And it's such an honor to be here. You know, I'm so grateful and humbled actually to be a part of the Mount San Antonio College Hall of Fame. You know, but the truth is, I didn't get here by myself. You know, it was, you know, these great people that were in my lives, and we don't do pretty much of anything by ourselves. There's always someone that is contributing to us. In this case, the first person was Coach Gregoire. I was a soldier in Germany, and I was racing, and he saw me and he asked about coming here. So I wouldn't be here, of course, without Coach Gregoire. And he was like a father to me, leading me through all of my journey. And I wouldn't have been a pacemaker as well without Coach G, because he convinced me to do that job. And I learned that it was about performance and demand, and I thought maybe I was doing something well as a pacemaker, so I just kept doing it. And of course, you know, Coach Roderick, my coach John Norton, all these people actually is a part of what is happening tonight. And they also are part of this victory. And last but not least, my coach, my very first coach, is Walter Hillebrand from Germany. I met him when I was a young soldier at 18, 19 years old. Today I'm 65, and he's still, you know, so much involved in my life. So I wouldn't be here today without these amazing people, you know. And my stay here at Mount SAC, I was always getting injured, and I couldn't even run without Andy. You know what I mean? Because a lot of his work was probably keeping me running. You know what I mean? So it took all of these people to actually to create what we have here tonight. And I want to thank every one of you, and I'm very honored and humbled to be here. Thank you very much.
Inductees, that's the second mistake of the evening. When you're done, we're going to send you out there for a picture. Are you keeping track of the mistakes? Chart them down. All right, here we go. One down. A lot of great ones to go. Next, we honor a pillar of Mount San Antonio College athletics and a lifelong advocate for athlete care. You heard his name mentioned just a minute ago, Andy Paulin. Serving as Mount SAC's head athletic trainer for decades, Andy dedicated his career to the health, safety, and success of countless student athletes. Along the way, he mentored generations of athletic trainers, many of whom are here with us tonight. I thought there were a lot of trainers floating around here. He helped shape the profession at both the state and at the national level. Let's take a moment to learn more about the man behind the legacy.
Andy Paulin's journey in athletic training has always been rooted in education, service, and community. After graduating from Whittier High School, Andy earned his bachelor's in physical education from Cal State Fullerton, setting the stage for a lifelong career dedicated to athletes and the profession he loves. Andy began his career at Don Lugo High School before becoming head athletic trainer at Cal State Bakersfield. Then in 1983, he found his true home, Mount San Antonio College.
Andy Paulin was a professional. That's the name for him. I'm traveling with 150 kids, men and women. We had people getting sick. As a coach, you know, I'm not equipped to deal with that. I don't get on the bus without Andy.
For decades, Andy led Mount SAC's athletic training program, caring for thousands of student athletes across every sport, from football and baseball to swimming and wrestling.
He doesn't want the credit. He solely cared about the health and welfare of the students.
His leadership built one of the most respected athletic training programs in the California community college system.
Being here at Mount SAC, a world-class facility, people know the reputation of Andy Paulin, especially in the medical treatment area.
But Andy's influence reached far beyond campus. He served as head athletic trainer for multiple USA track and field national teams, representing our country on the international stage, and played a key role as judo venue athletic trainer coordinator during the 1984 Los Angeles Olympic Games. Locally, Andy has also brought his expertise to Bell High School and South Hills High School, always offering his trademark professionalism, care, and leadership. A true advocate for his profession, Andy gave back through leadership. He served 6 years on the board of directors for the National Athletic Trainers Association and also led the California Athletic Trainers Association as president. Through these roles, Andy helped shape policy, raise professional standards, and inspire athletic trainers across the nation.
He was the guy that got me into athletic training. He was constantly involved with the athletes, trying to get them better in any way he can.
As an educator and mentor, Andy shared his knowledge with passion. To Andy, teaching wasn't just about skills, it was about building the future of athletic training.
He has taught numerous students who have gone beyond and become professionals in our field. Andy has taught them to be a consummate professional in everything they do.
Even in retirement, Andy continues to serve. He sits on advisory boards for local education programs and often speaks to young professionals, encouraging them to lead with compassion, integrity, and heart.
A lot of trainers in California community colleges, they were trained by Andy Paulin. Andy Paulin has made the athletic program what it is today.
Andy's lifelong dedication has earned him some of the highest honors in the field for his lasting impact on the profession. But Mount SAC is where his heart has always been, where he mentored, inspired, and cared for generations of student athletes.
Andy, he worked for the profession. He never compromised the safety and health and welfare of those kids. Mount SAC athletics is greater because of Andy Paulin.
For his service, leadership, and unwavering dedication, the Mount SAC Athletics Hall of Fame proudly welcomes Andy Paulin.
Please join me in welcoming Andy Paulin to the podium.
Oh my, thank you. Definitely wrote things down, okay? But they are from the heart. Thank you very much for that introduction and the opportunity to offer my appreciation for this prestigious recognition. I'm honored to share this stage with tonight's honorees. Okay, I am also humbled by the awards committee extending the honor to me. I want to share my gratitude with members of my family and athletic department colleagues. First and foremost, my family. Thank you to my wife, Margaret, my daughter, Megan, my son, Anthony, and their families. They had a front row seat to the daily life of a Mount SAC athletic trainer. They know the early morning meetings. They know the late nights, the ER visits, okay, helping me with the water station, and working with the athletic training students. I'm grateful for all the time you spent with Mount SAC activities and your understanding of what I did for a living. I'm confident the good memories will live on and we will always have terrific stories to tell later on. To our administrators that I worked with, thank you for encouraging my plans and providing me with the tools to develop student interest in athletic training. We created curriculum together, work experience opportunities. We even had a scholarship opportunity developed with the Sage family. You also allowed me to bring in many university students to perform clinical rotations. The successful athletic program that you developed and you maintained showed what an excellent opportunity awaited them in the community college setting. To the coaches and support staff, thank you for supporting the medical side of athletics. You listened to me when I had questions and concerns, and we all worked together to create a safe and healthy environment for these students and student athletes, not only just to continue with their education, but also with their athletic participation. Finally, some of my favorites, to the Mount SAC athletic trainers, past and present. When I set foot on this campus in 1983, I think I was only the fourth one in the history of Mount SAC to ever come to work here. Cassandra Taylor pointed me in the right direction. We nurtured our team physician relationships, and we committed ourselves to creating the best community college sports medicine program. Now, Mount SAC has several full-time and part-time and per diem athletic trainers. At our peak, we had 6 universities sending their undergraduate and graduate students to learn what it is like to be an athletic trainer in a very competitive athletic program. I want to share a brief story, and I think you got a slide of it already. Back in 1983, that would have been the spring, so that was my first Mount SAC relays, and I'm still kind of learning trial by fire. So we were out there, things were going well, and we were getting ready for the Olympics too. And some of you might remember that stadium right outside there was packed for the Mount SAC relays. So the athletic trainer for one of the club teams walked up to me and said, would you mind if I just use one of your tables? Sure, jump on there. So she calls the athlete over there. Some guy named Carl Lewis. Does that ring a bell to anybody? And the 4x1 team, were they any good? I don't know. So she took care of business. I kept doing my job as the athletic trainer. After the event, she came over and she said, I just want to express my appreciation and thanks. You have a world-class track meet here, and you run an excellent medical coverage and medical services. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, as I said, it was around, getting pretty close to 1984. She calls me, maybe a couple months later, would you have any interest in working in the Olympics in LA? Yeah, I got a big time interest. So she assigned me to the judo venue, which was over at Cal State LA, and it worked out real good. Just to live right here in Walnut, so that worked real well. I mean, again, just an opportunity of a lifetime. You almost just can't say no. You know, you have to go there a little bit early before the actual event starts, so we're working in the practices, and she calls me again. And she says, hey, by the way, she goes, are you free Saturday? Saturday. Yeah, opening ceremonies. Can you work them? Yeah, but what does that mean? You might have saw the picture there. When you see that beautiful picture of the Coliseum full of the athletes and coaches in the opening ceremonies, stadium is packed. Look in the bottom right corner. There's like 3 little white fuzzy dots. One of them is me. So I did get my picture taken. But the fun never ended there. About a year later, maybe a little bit less than that, she says, hey, how'd you like to go on a road trip? And you know, I've been working here 35 years. I don't get too excited about road trips anymore. Like, well, what do you got? She goes, well, I want you to go with one of the U.S. track and field teams to England. Heck yeah, sign me up. I'll pack my bags. I've never been out of the United States. And it went so well that that relationship continued from the 80s to the 2000s. About every 3 years, I would travel with a team overseas. And again, it was just an opportunity of a lifetime to work with elite athletes like we have here. I mean, it was outstanding. But the bottom line on that little story, none of that would have happened without the support of this college and the athletic department. So, as I kind of wind this up here, I thank all of you for your support of the athletic training profession and for the opportunities you allowed me to engage in. I believe we have left a legacy of excellence in athletic healthcare. Thank you very much.
All right. Next, we honor another influential figure in Mount SAC coaching history, Laura Beeman. Over 15 seasons as the women's basketball head coach, the program became a powerhouse, leading the Mounties to 4 state championships, 10 conference titles. A standard of excellence was set that still defines Mount SAC women's basketball to this day. Let's take a moment right now to celebrate that journey.
Growing up in San Bernardino, Laura Beeman knew hard work and service were more than just family values. They were a way of life. Laura learned the importance of community early on at Beeman's Pharmacy alongside her parents.
I was a relatively disciplined person when I was in the store. I just got a bad look from my daughter.
Was she one you didn't fire?
I didn't fire her.
I think all of the kids in the family got fired at least once.
I did certain things a certain way. I would say Laura probably picked up on that.
A gifted multi-sport athlete at San Bernardino High, Laura found her passion on the basketball court. As a point guard at Cal State San Bernardino, she led with vision and heart, earning NCAA Division III All-American honors, setting assist records, and guiding her team to the NCAA tournament. Many of those records still stand today. After graduating in 1992, she traded her jersey for a whistle, coaching at the University of Redlands while earning her master's in education counseling. By 1994, she joined Mount San Antonio College, and just a year later became head coach. Over the next 15 seasons, she transformed Mount SAC into a national powerhouse.
She definitely is a true legend at Mount SAC women's basketball history, and it started with her and the foundation that she built.
4 state championships, 10 conference titles, a 390 and 110 record. Every single season, her teams made the postseason. Under her leadership, Mount SAC posted back-to-back 37-1 seasons and helped over 100 student athletes continue their basketball and academic journeys at the university level.
When Laura went to Mount SAC, I don't know that she actually knew what the impact was going to be. I believe she developed that over those years. She wanted to be successful, but I don't know that Laura realized that at Mount SAC it would become as successful as it became.
Beeman's success opened doors to the pros. She joined the WNBA Los Angeles Sparks as an assistant coach, then followed head coach Michael Cooper to USC, helping the Trojans to one of their best seasons in nearly 2 decades. In 2012, she took the helm at the University of Hawaii. Over the next decade, she built the Rainbow Wahine into a Big West powerhouse. Her record speaks for itself. Multiple Big West championships, 3 NCAA tournament appearances, and 4 Big West Coach of the Year honors. But beyond wins, Laura Beeman's legacy is about people.
What she's instilled in a lot of these student athletes is the importance of dedication, the importance of cooperation, the importance of initiative. And so all these core values that I think student athletes need for their futures in whatever field they choose to follow, I think that she has been able to mentor those students and instilling those key qualities that I think has helped them, years after they played on the court with her.
She's developed dozens of all-conference players and built a culture focused on emotional wellness and mental health, leading initiatives like the Rainbow Wellness Program to ensure her athletes thrive on and off the court. Off the court, Laura's heart for service continues to shine. Alongside her partner, Carla, she dedicates time to youth outreach, free clinics, and programs for at-risk and LGBTQIA+ young adults. She also serves on the American Heart Association of Hawaii board, advocating for health and wellness across the islands.
I think that becomes more important than the wins and losses. is that she wants to give back not only to the university, but to the islands.
It becomes kind of a way of your life. You find different ways to help people, to reach out. Yeah, it's more than coaching.
Her impact has been recognized time and time again. From the Cal State San Bernardino Hall of Fame to the California Community College Hall of Fame, and numerous community honors for her leadership and compassion. Now, Laura Beeman returns to where her incredible journey as coach and mentor began, Mount San Antonio College, to take her rightful place among its legends. For her extraordinary leadership, unwavering commitment to her players, and lifelong dedication to the game, Laura Beeman is proudly inducted into the Mount SAC Athletics Hall of Fame.
Let's welcome Laura Beeman to the podium.
I'm definitely gonna have to lower this. Can I just do that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do that. And I always bring water up. It always gives me the reminder I'm either talking too long or need to get a drink. First off, I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee for this amazing, amazing honor. It is absolutely an honor of a lifetime to stand up here tonight. Melissa, your broadcasting team was just professional and amazing, and I want to thank you for going out and meeting with my parents so that they could be interviewed. All of the people that have been inducted before and will come after. This place is more than facilities, and gorgeous facilities, may I add. The people make up these facilities. And if there's any type of representation of why these facilities look the way they do, you don't need to look any further than who is in this room. I came into Mount SAC as a very young, very inexperienced green coach. And I needed a lot of shaping in my very, very young career. And I got it from some amazing people in this room. I remember walking into Evans Roderick's office once, and he said, "Coach, I know you love your kids." He goes, "Stop saying I, stop saying me. It's all about we." And I'm like, yeah, Rod, I hear you. Cassandra Taylor teaching me that all kids, regardless of where they come from, what their background is, they all want discipline, they all want love. From the John Nortons to the Linda Garrisons to the Deb Blackmores to the Debbie Cavions to the Joe Jennings. Thank you guys for giving me an absolutely amazing opportunity. Brian Critchlow, I'm indebted to you for life. Absolutely. You walked in on year 4 or 5 of my career, and we changed this program together. This was not about Laura Beeman. It was about we. It was about all of these kids, and what you have continued to do is absolutely phenomenal and not surprising. And I'm incredibly proud of how you treat your kids, because it's more than just the wins. So thank you. I have a group of people at this table who have watched more bad basketball than anybody ever has a right to, but they started from the time I was an assistant coach to now are following me to the University of Hawaii. They come to more games than you can imagine. We have really good wine, whether we win or whether we lose, but it is necessary at times. I have an amazing family who, as my mom and dad said, it is more than coaching. And that is not something that is not modeled in your life. I watched 2 amazing parents do nothing but servant leadership throughout their entire life. Give medicine out when they could, free fittings when they needed to, never wanted a dime in return, but always wanted to be a pillar for their community. And that is something that my entire family, from my sisters, my brother, and their spouses, have learned, that it is about the significance in what you do, not the success. And as I stand here today, I am unbelievably grateful for the fact that I can influence kids with many people around me. And there's a saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I will never forget that saying, because I believe you have to have many people around you to support you and to help lead you so that you can change lives. Because it is about the significance. It's about what you can do for other people. And I'm fortunate that my career of a basketball coach and dangling that basketball in front of people it allowed me to say, you can get a degree. You can be something more than you think you can. Continue to believe in your dreams. You have people that love you. It is always about the significance, not the success. I have four people. My assistant coach drove up from UC San Diego. Flo, stand up, please. My senior women's administrator and friend, Lois Mannon, is here from Hawaii. Stand up, please, Lois. My previous athletic director and his wife, also friends, David Matlin and Dana. They are now here in Los Angeles. He's working with the Olympics, but appreciate them coming tonight. I don't think I have forgotten anybody other than the amazing athletes that aren't here. And they are the reason why we do what we do. Dr. Garcia, you said in your opening statements that we get to shape people. And I agree, but we also get shaped. And we get shaped every day by what our athletes and what our students do for us. This is an honor, again, like I said, of my lifetime. Thank you so much for having me here this evening. Aloha.
Wow, we're not even done. That was great. Three great individuals, three worthy individuals. And I've got to do a little bit of housekeeping, though, before we bring this team up, the next team up. And this is the housekeeping. When we're all done, we're going to take the following photos in order. A group photo of the 62 men's track and field team. Then a group photo of all of our 26 Hall of Fame inductees. And I think Mark Rue and Jose out there are going to help us organize that. After that's done, we're going to get a photo of all the inductees this year with Dr. Garcia and with our board of trustees. And then when we're done with that one, we're going to take a photo of the class of 2026 and all former Mount SAC Hall of Fame inductees that happen to be in the room tonight, okay? Now, one final thing. We kindly ask that all guests remain seated during this time and that the inductees return to their seats afterwards for the final remarks. We can get everybody copies of those photos, so that won't be difficult. They'll be posted. You'll be able to grab them. And last year we kind of got out of kilter there at the end, and it was a soft ending, I guess would be the kind way of saying it. So we're going to try to work it out a little bit different this year. Okay, well, thanks ahead of time for your cooperation. Now we go to the 62 track and field team. Last, but certainly not least, we honor one of the most legendary teams in Mount San Antonio College history, the 1962 men's track and field team. That season, the Mounties captured the California Community College State Championship, setting records, producing national standouts, and establishing Mount SAC as a force, not just at the state level, but on the national level, the national track and field stage. Let's take a moment to revisit a team whose excellence helped define the standard for generations to come.
In the spring of 1962, something remarkable happened on the track at Mount San Antonio College. Mount SAC's track and field team pulled off a season for the ages. They didn't just compete, they dominated. Facing powerhouse programs from across California, this small but mighty team rose to the top, capturing the California Community College State Championship.
We had a lot of confidence, and I think if you don't expect to win, you won't win. And I think that team expected to win, and we did win.
And they didn't just win, they made history. The team was stacked with talent in every event. Sprinters, hurdlers, jumpers, and throwers, all firing on every cylinder. And a few of them, they wrote the national record books. Ray Van Asten blazed through the 880-yard run in an incredible 1 minute, 48.6 seconds, setting a new national junior college record.
There's nothing better than glory or achievement or being recognized. It sounds very selfish, but I think you gotta have a little bit of an ego to pursue the better.
Then there was Joe Faust, an Olympian at just 17 years old. That year, he soared to over 7 feet 1.5 inches in the high jump, another national record. It was the kind of performance that made the crowd stop, hold their breath, and cheer in disbelief.
It's a great honor to be part of that team because that state meet is probably one of the greatest experiences of my life. We were blessed to having two special athletes, one Ray Van Asten and one Joe Faust, who would automatically win any events they were a part of. All I know is I handed the baton to Ray, then went to the award stand to pick up my gold watch.
We felt very strong about our competitiveness, but it is a team effort. Everybody has to do their bit, if you will, to get to the end. And don't drop the baton.
All season long, Mount SAC athletes were making headlines. It wasn't just the raw talent that fueled them. It was grit, discipline, and team culture that pushed everyone to be their best.
By that time, we sort of had achieved, because we had won all our dual meets already, achieved kind of a status of invincibility. You feel part of a team, you feel part of a successful group, so you do your best effort.
The 1962 team was more than just a group of champions. They became part of Mount SAC's identity. They proved they could stand toe-to-toe with anyone, that with passion, precision, and teamwork, greatness has no limits. And people started to take notice. College Scouts, National Track magazines.
The programs back in that Hilmer developed in the early days has set a strong foundation which to build upon, and I think everybody wanted to have a team that was compared to that or better.
Their story still echoes through the track today, not just because of the records they set or the titles they won, but because they lit a spark.
All the experiences I had, I think, were character development experiences that who I became and who I am today was all based upon that first trip to Mount SAC in 1962.
Personally, I had never thought of going to college or university when I came to the United States. I didn't really know the country. I certainly didn't know the people. I spoke Australian when I got here, and people said, you know, what is he saying? My experience at Mount SAC affected me that I became very dedicated towards the future in track and also in my education. And those changes were very profound on me and kind of stuck with me for the rest of my life and hopefully made me a better person for it.
A legacy that generations of Mounties would carry forward. The 1962 Mount SAC track and field team didn't just make history, they defined it. Mount SAC proudly welcomes the 1962 track and field team into the Athletics Hall of Fame.
Please join me in welcoming Ray Van Asten to the stage right now to talk a bit about the team and accept this on their behalf. You'll see all the members that are here tonight in just a few moments.
It took a little longer because I'm older, you see. We're not part of the 80s and the 90s. We're part of the 60s. So anyway, good evening, fellow team members, because there are some of them are still here, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ray Van Asten. I don't know why I re-say that, because you hear so many times, but I did have the honor in 1962 of being the track team captain. And on behalf of the team, I would like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for inducting us into the Hall of Fame finally, because we had talked about it for years, and I really have to go back about 8 or 9 years or so when John Norton and I were one of these induction banquets, and I looked on the program and I saw that the 1957 team, track and field team, had been inducted, and I said to John, "What the hell are we, chopped liver?" And he said, "No," but he said, I said, "Well, you're the track coach here. You've been a dean. You better do something about this." He said, "Oh, no problem." Well, here we are 8 years later. So anyway, I want to give you a little bit of background about the team. I mean, the video was very good, but there's a lot more people on this team that I would like to recognize with you, if it's possible. So again, I'd like to I'll flip the page here. Recognize. Well, first of all, I skipped a part. We had a relatively small contingent of athletes actually showing up in 62. The 61 team, we had almost 60 athletes, but in 62, only 33 people showed up, if you will. And again, we had a very strong team, but it was smaller than the average team that you would have had. So anyway, we had some outstanding performances. We only lost actually one dual meet against Santa Ana in that season. But we scored first in all other meets and certainly in invitationals that we are invited to. Some of the people that I would like to recognize, if I can, from the team. First of all, John Glenn. Unfortunately, John could not be here this evening because of some ill health. Gary Hawthorne is here. Gary, if you would stand, please. Ron Copenhagen. Ron Copenhagen. Where's Ron? There's Ron. Phil Norton was here, but he had to leave, unfortunately, a few minutes ago. So, but anyway, I won't recognize him. Richard Wilkins. Richard. Gary Redmond, sorry. Gary Redmond. George Redmond, I'm sorry. Sorry, George. And last but not least, John Norton. I'd like also to mention some of the athletes that are no longer with us. One is Lee Phillips. The other one is Dallas Buchanan and Art Segrin. Bill Garvin and Bill Kidney were all part of the team and were excellent athletes all the way around, unfortunately, but no longer with us. We had one first in the history of Mount SAC also. We had women work out with us, and that was the first time ever. And we had three ladies one lady's here tonight, as a matter of fact. Well, let me read the names. One was Joanna Reddish. She was the Mount SAC 1962 Queen of the Relays. Then we had Kate Darbo and also Paige Glenn. Paige, where are you? So, although the ladies could not compete because there was no organized female track and field competition in any college or high school in California, fortunately Title VII took care of that later on. Anyway, we came finally to the elimination through different series that we had to participate in to get to the championships in Modesto. And in the final events, Joe Faust took a first in a high jump at 6 feet and 9 1/4 inch. And some of the younger folks in here say, how high is that? Well, it's higher than I am, about that much. And Joe actually jumped higher than that because he jumped over 7 feet. Joe could not be here, unfortunately, this evening because of ill health, I understand. Dallas Buchanan, he got second in the pole vault and shared a 5-way place for second. Then in the running events, Bill Kidney, 2-mile race, he placed fifth with 9 minutes and 34.4 seconds. And Raven Hessen scored first in 80 yards. But the highlight of the meeting was the 440, or the mile relay, the 4 times 440. And if you look to your left on the wall there, that's the team. To your left is Johnny Escovedo, then John Norton, then Lee Phillips, and to the right, yours truly. And that team was totally undefeated in the entire season. We started in the LA indoor in January, and we ran practically at least every week later on, or every other week. And that team was totally undefeated through the entire season. And so I think that's kind of an accomplishment. Anyway, of the 34 colleges that participated in the championship, Mount SAC came in first with 35.5 points. The second competitor had 4 points less. But I would like you to know that in the history of Mount San Antonio track and field, there were only 2 teams that ever won the championship, the 57 and the 62 team. No other team has ever accomplished that in 77 years. Thank you very much.
All right, what we're going to do, we want to give you a better look at these young 18, 19-year-old boys and the one girl that was with them as well. So I'm going to invite John Norton up, and then John and Ray are going to pass out the medals to the other team members. But as John is coming up, we've talked so much about legacy and history and tradition at this institution, and I just think it's a great opportunity to point out that in 1962, this freshman came from Bonita High, was recruited by Hilmer Lodge, won a state championship with the team and as an individual, then was hired by Don Rue to become a full-time track and field coach, cross-country coach at Mount SAC, became a department chair, became an athletic director, became a division dean. John is truly the epitome of what, just starting at this institution and spending his entire professional life here. So John, we just want to recognize that. And now what we'd like to do, as these teammates come up, would you guys please take their medals? They're right there, and present them around the neck. And all the teammates, everybody who was just announced, would you please come up? We're going to have you stand right here in front, receive your medals, and then we're going to get our photos. They're all... Why don't you walk to them and put them on right now. Oh, one more. Now we got them all. There we go. In just a moment, we are going to ask our 3 other inductees who were inducted tonight to please come forward, and we'll get a picture of you 3 and this team. So Kenneth, Andy, and Laura, we're ready. Are we ready, Jose? Sorry. The photographers are in charge. Okay, now we're going to add our 3 inductees tonight, please, to this photo. So we'll have a picture of the 2026 Hall of Fame class, Kenneth, Laura, and Andy. We're doing all right, Dave. You're good. Pretend like you like each other, a little closer, shoulder to shoulder. And when this picture is done, we're going to ask Dr. Garcia and the Board of Trustees to join us for a photo. So if you can start preparing. Okay, Dr. Garcia, Board of Trustees, would you please join us? Inductees, don't move. Dave, you and Jose can set us up. Okay, now this is going to be the tricky part. All former Mount SAC Hall of Fame inductees who are here tonight, please come up and join this photo as well. And then we're going to see how fast we... No, everybody else stay. Everybody stay. And if you're a Hall of Fame inductee, come on down. Let's get you in this picture. And when that last picture's done, the tricky part is going to make you all grab a seat real quick so we can close and wrap up. We'll see how that works. Come on, inductees. Yeah, you can stay. Yeah. No, stay. Just stay. No, please. Anybody who's in it, we want to stay. We're just adding to it. All right. Now for the trickiest part of the evening, everybody back to their seats for this whiz-bang ending. It's going to be amazing. Joe's wrapping us up. It's going to be something. All right, as we bring tonight's celebration to a close, we all want to thank our inductees for the lasting impact they've made on Mount San Antonio College and the countless lives they have touched along the way, as all of our inductees spoke so elegantly about. Each honoree represents a chapter in Mount SAC's story, and together they remind us why this institution continues to set a standard of excellence. On behalf of Mount SAC Athletics, thank you to our inductees, their families, friends, and everyone who joined us tonight to celebrate this remarkable class of 2026. And now I'd like to turn it over to Division Dean Athletic Director Joe Jenna.
Okay, so while he's walking back to his seat, can we give another round of applause for Doug Todd? Absolutely appreciate all he does for us, and certainly, Doug, you have the voice and the presence to run this, so we appreciate it once again. Thank you. I have to acknowledge one more time, I know Doug mentioned it, but Melissa, Jim, June, and Paul, the broadcasting team, and those videos were absolutely incredible. One more time for them. To our Hall of Fame class. So honored and proud. And Ray, I'm going to talk to the committee chair about how long it took us to get 62 in here, okay? We're going to have a really, really serious conversation about that. But 13 years ago, we got together as a group and said it's been too long since we've had our Hall of Fame, and it was a 20-year hiatus. But I'm so proud of the fact that we are able to do this and bring all of our amazing coaches, athletes, contributors to our athletics program back here and to celebrate them and what they've accomplished and what it means to us as current athletic program staff members and coaches and student athletes to revisit and just reconnect with the history that is who Mount SAC Athletics was and continues to be. So thank you very much. We certainly appreciate you being here tonight and look forward to having you join us again in the future. So thank you and take care and have a great evening.